Hey, let it be known, I'm working hard when I ain't on the phone. This ain't a home, this ain't a foe. Grind never stopping, I'm keeping it.
What's up, it's Tyreek Hill, aka the Cheetah from the Miami Dolphins. We are back with another episode of It Needed to Be Said, man. It's been a long day for myself. I know it's been a long day for Julius, but we really love you guys. We really enjoy doing this kind of content for you guys because it brings us all closer together, gives you an idea of not only who I am, but maybe just the guest that we are bringing on for today. Julius, man, how you feeling?
Man, I'm good. Like you said, man, we love the listeners, man. So we're going to push through. That's what we do. We go to work, man. I'm ready. Let's get it.
We're going to keep grinding, man. But anyways, we got a very special guest, man. A very special guest. He's definitely my pick for Rookie of the Year. He's definitely my pick after showcasing what he showed in college, man. We got Bijan Robinson on today. Bijan, what's up, man?
Man, I'm just happy to be here with y'all. I mean, it's just an honor to be here. But yeah, man, I'm just excited to get to talking, get to flowing, and I'm just I'm ready to get in the league, man. So yeah, bro.
Hey, that's such a great running back mentality. He's ready to get in the league, man. But anyways, thank you so much for coming through, man. It means a lot, man. I know you got a very busy schedule. Being the number 8 pick in the draft, going to the Falcons and all. So they probably got you going all over the place. Shout out to you. Shout out to your family. That's a huge accomplishment. But I want to get right into it, man. I want you to tell people who is Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, so I grew up in Tucson, Arizona. Have you guys ever been to Tucson, Arizona before?
Nah,
it's not a football state, so I never heard of
it. So I grew up in Tucson, Arizona. I grew up with all my family. I mean, my grandparents, my mom, my brothers and sisters. But when I was coming up, when I was younger, me and my mom lived together for until I was about 10 years old, and then she met my stepdad, and she moved. They got married, and she moved about 30 minutes away from where we stayed at, and it was close to my grandparents. So I had all my friends, all my people who I grew up with, at a young age in that area. So I decided to stay with my grandparents and kind of be raised by them, because when my mom got married, they already had a house and a plan. But the high school I wanted to go to, the middle school I wanted to go to, was all in the area by my grandparents. So when I stayed with them, it was definitely a godly decision. And for me, like, my faith is my biggest thing. So, it was good to be with them. They raised me in the church. They, gave me an outlet of the Lord. So I found him early. And then when I got to middle school, I went to a middle school by the University of Arizona. So I was around football, for a long time. And then my grandfather, he was a Pac-10 official for 30 years. And then he was a Pac-12 instant replay official for about 10 years. So just growing up around the game, always grew up around the game. They always gave me they didn't just be like, it's football or nothing for me. They gave me an opportunity to go experience different things as a kid and see what I wanted to like, see what I wanted to do. But, for me, it was, I started football when I was 5 years old. And then ever since then, it's been something that I always wanted to be a part of and to do.
Now you had the Heisman talk, right?
Yeah.
Reggie Bush is your favorite player, right?
Yep.
Well, do you think in the climate that college sports is in right now, he should be giving his Heisman back?
Absolutely. I mean, you can't take away what he did on the field, though. Like, everybody knows what he did on the field. I mean, my grandpa, he refed his games, and he said that was the best player he's ever seen,
for sure,
in a college football game. So I was like, I don't think you should take away the Heisman, especially for what he did that season. I mean, he took over college football. But
bro, it wasn't like he was taking illegal substances or something. That dude was just different.
No.
You feel me? Like, I understand he probably accepted some gifts or whatever they may want to call it, but Reggie was different, bro. His finest game to me was against Fresno State. Wow.
That was the game where my grandpa reffed. Like, that was his game.
Oh man, I probably seen your grandpa running down the sideline like this, chasing him.
That was him. Like, when he put the ball behind his back, like, he was the ref right there. So I was like,
oh, that
like
crazy,
that's
bro.
those moments. But I mean, and like he's in LA. Like, what do you expect? I mean, the dude's in LA. He's, I mean, USC football at the
Dating Kim
time was,
Kardashian.
yep. I mean, Daddy Kim Kardashian, USC football was everything because like Kobe and them, they were not winning those couple years like that much. So like it was USC football, and then
Man,
I don't know, man, but they should definitely get that back. Should definitely
I
get
think
that
they
back.
should, man, for sure.
It's crazy though, because like I know me and Tyreek talked about the NIL deals. I'm an attorney, right? So
Yeah,
I look at it like whenever legislation goes back and they make something legal, to me it's like, all right, who got caught that y'all don't want us to know about? And so what you're gonna
yeah,
do is go ahead and get ahead of it and change everything to make accepting gifts or accepting money, and then you come up with the name, image, and likeness deals, so the players can actually accept it without any consequence. You personally asked me, I don't think it was to benefit the players. I don't. I think it was protect those donors. To be completely honest, like I think
yeah.
it was like, we got to
Maybe.
protect them. We got to protect the bag. You know, those kids haven't made it yet, but we got to protect those people with the big banks, so nothing comes about it.
I mean, the NIL deals, they cool or whatever, but I think it should also be like, you know, I think it should also be a cap, you know what I'm saying? Because you got motherfucking sophomore quarterbacks in high school getting like $10 million now, which is crazy. You feel me?
It's
Like,
crazy.
I know if I was a quarterback and I got that much money at $10 million, man, ain't no telling what I'd be doing, man. So I feel like every athlete should be capped out, almost like the G League. You feel me? When those guys are in high school and they skip college and go to the G League, and it's like a cap. That's how it should be, man. Like you giving a young kid that much money, depending on him to be trustworthy with that money, and Lord knows what he gonna do with it. Now I don't know if they get it all up front or however it works itself out, but I still think
Yeah.
it's not a smart decision
And
because
for me, like,
then the egos get involved, and then you got this player with much more stuff than this player. Then it's come on, bro. Like now it's not about football. Like we actually we actually want these kids to enjoy the college experience. You feel
that's
me?
right. That's right.
Not turn into mini rappers. You want to win this hat right here? All you have to do is sign up to pristineauction.com using the registration code Cheetah to be entered to win a signed item by me.
The most trusted sports memorabilia and collectibles auction site ever.
Auctions on pristineauctions.com start at $1 each day. And there are thousands of signed items available. So you win authentic signatures at affordable prices.
They work with the most trusted authentication companies in the industry to ensure that all items offered are 100% authentic.
Use registration code Cheetah to save $10 on your first purchase.
And don't forget to follow them on social media at Pristine Auction for more. And make sure you download that iOS app.
Giveaway is coming up, y'all, so pay attention. All you have to do is sign up on pristineauction.com using my registration code Cheetah to be entered. Sign up now. Let's go, baby. Fins up.
That's what I'm saying. And like for me, I think it's like, you know, I'm not just gonna sit here and say, oh, like NIL is bad, because I mean it was a blessing for me, and I think it's just who the kids are and what kid you give what to. And for me, like I just looked at all that stuff as just, I mean, external stuff. Like it's all material things to me, and you know, I mean, I got a Lamborghini. There's so many deals that I got in my time in college that were obviously a blessing, but I try to do like NIL the right way. Like I didn't want no donor fund or none of that. Like I was like, I'll earn these deals or earn what I can earn off of my performance and what I do on the field. And then, I mean, everything took care of itself on that aspect. Like, you know, just even, you know, starting the mustard company, like, you know, I wanted to do things that could change how college football is, or change how the athlete's perspective of making money is at that level. So, I mean, now these kids are just, these seniors in high school are just wanting to go to school because they want to make $1 million, $2 million, shoot, $3 million off the bat. And I'm like, bro, you don't realize that can change your mindset immediately. And your love for the game is gone. Like, and you don't even realize it.
you actually own to something right there, Bijan. Like the way you just said it, like you wanted to do a performance based, NIL
Yep.
deal, like which I think is fair, because a lot of contracts in the NFL are performance based. A lot of these guys, who are trying to make teams, or veteran guys who are trying to stay on the team, a lot of
Yeah.
their contracts are performance based. So that
That's
I
right.
feel like that is what keeps those guys hungry, and if those guys want to keep their job, and if those guys want to continue to get paid the way they want to get paid, then they got to perform. And I feel like you brought up a great point. That's how an NIL deal should be. If you want to come to
That's how
Texas, you got to throw for this amount of yards, and if you win the Heisman, you get this and this.
This
That's just a bonus.
exactly.
That's how it should
Exactly.
be. Boom, NIL figured out.
No, for real, like
Y'all just did their job for them.
yeah, because I'm like you, and then on top of that, like if a kid doesn't get what he wants to earn or what he's trying to get, then you can transfer. I'm like, you can leave the school and try to get something from a different school, and then it's like all those relationships that you built, like they're gone. And I'm like,
They don't care about that. They care about that moolah.
I know what
Care
that
about
money.
that moolah.
Like, dang, bro. I like
That's
college football is
crazy,
just
man.
like I want the change, but hopefully they can figure out something where like they can keep kids at school and earning money
And
the right
it
way.
will. And it will,
Yeah.
because I believe it was your coach that came out and said that if a player transfers, goes into was it your coach that said if a player goes
It
into the
was.
transfer portal, they are not allowed to come back to Texas.
It was
the Texas coach. He ain't playing no games. See, at first I was like, dang, that's kind of messed up. But then I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, he may be on something. Hold these kids accountable. You just ain't finna leave my program and then try to come back in when nobody else wants you out there,
no,
which is fair.
It's like, where's the loyalty lie when I talk to you as a recruit? So like what he said, I mean, I 100% agree. 'Cause I'm like, you can't just like then why would the kid come back? Like, why would you want to bring a kid back after he can't find an opportunity, and then he's not loyal to the program? Like,
Bro, you can't come back into the locker room like that. You can't come back in the locker room. I know we brothers, bro, and I know you trying to do what's best for you, bro. But at the end of the day, bro, like
right.
if you
Like,
transfer into another team for some money, and we know that, come on, bro. Like you ain't in the league yet. Like we all got the same goals here. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I'm about to go dark
Yeah.
real quick because you just said something. We talked
Oh,
about
he don't
this
put his
before.
hood on. He don't put his
I'm
hood
finna
on.
go hoodie. I'm finna go dark.
He finna go dark. Here we go.
You know
Okay.
I'm finna get into it. You said something that kind of sparked my interest. Where does your loyalty lie, right? To the program.
Right.
How is it any loyalty coming from the school when they only giving you money just to come play? Right?
Ooh.
How is it loyalty? That's a job. And we all know when it's business, there is no loyalty when it comes to who's going to benefit, who's going to win. So if this kid gets hurt in college, is there still loyalty if he can't pay? Well, if he can't play? Well, if he's on a full ride for sports, what happens? Who pays his tuition? You see what I'm saying? So is it loyalty coming from the school, or is it just we need your services for however many years you got to be here, and then holler at you? We hope you make it to shout us out whenever you get there. We hope you give back. But what about that kid that, buys into that loyalty, right? From the school. They tell you what they said, protect the shield, buy into it, right?
Yeah.
And then they get hurt, and then you just out there stranded. I've heard stories where they won't even let a kid come back to finish up their degree.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, I got hurt in the game. I can't finish up my degree. Nothing against anybody who plays football, but they had you in a PE degree anyway. So,
For real.
So why not, increase that loyalty? And I guess that question is more so for the school to say, have something in place for these kids that get hurt on the field that can no longer perform under the umbrella of that athletic scholarship. Because if I commit, I give y'all my body, my mind, my soul, everything, and I commit and I show y'all loyalty, and I get hurt, then it's like, dang. But if I take y'all money and then it ain't going my way, y'all upset with me because I entered the transfer portal? So is it really loyalty, or is it just we need your services for a moment?
Well, I think like how college football is going, like now you have to pay a kid to come to the school, like because if you don't, then he's going to go somewhere else. Then you just miss out on an opportunity, and then you're hurting your team. Like,
Mm-hmm.
especially for guys that are transferring from other schools that are like already, I guess, seasoned in college football, and you don't got to develop them. But now he wants money. Like now he wants that money. So I like you have to, and it's sad to say, but if you don't, and if you miss out on him, then how much better is your team getting? So that's where it's hard, man. And then like say like you just said, like if he gets hurt and you sign a contract, like because you're signing, you have to sign something now. Like what happened for that donor or for that fund that they were setting up for you? Like, do they take it? They can't take it away. So I'm like, shoot. But you're right.
I think the biggest thing when he says loyalty, and Bijan can correct me if I'm wrong. Like I'm excluding the NIL deals, the donors, the coaches, the college or whatever. Like it's a different kind of feel once you're inside that locker room. You feel me? Because those people don't actually come into the locker room. You know, like we actually, as a team, I don't know how your team was. Like we actually vibe as brothers. Like so that's probably what he means when he say loyalty. Like all of us brothers, we travel together. We play football together. We in training camp, OTAs, spring practice, whatever the case may be. We doing all this stuff together, and we spending so much time together, man. And like, it's hard to see your brother going into the portal. You know what I'm saying? Your brother that you done put all this time in with, done did all this stuff with, and now he trying to leave. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he want to do something for himself, but I feel like where's the loyalty at in that, bro? Like
that's what I mean.
You leaving for money, like in college. Like I can see if you're leaving in the league, but we came here to play ball.
Right.
Like this is what we signed at. Like where's loyalty in what is it called? Letter of intent? Like where's the loyalty in that? When we all signed on that dotted line and said we're gonna be committed to this team and we're gonna help bring a national championship to this team as brothers. Excluding everybody else out.
Okay, so loyalty to your teammates, not the university, the boosters, and nothing like that. Just the guys you go to battle with.
Yeah, because I mean, you
okay.
I mean, especially like the freshmen that you're coming in with, like you're already coming in with the whole class. So like when you see those guys leave, then it's like, oh shoot, like we built the whole relationship. Like we don't got to lose the relationship really, but it's just like it'll be different. In my opinion, because I'm not going to see you really anymore. Will the communication be the same? So, like, I mean, those are your bros who you wish all these things upon, and they just, I mean, some dudes just leave, and I'm like, dang, like, I understand how the NFL is because I've heard stories. Like when I was in college, heard stories like some dudes might be next to your locker one day, then they'll be gone the next day. But it's just like it's the business. And when you see it in college, at the same day.
Same day. They'll walk in the building and then there'll be somebody come do this to them. Hey, let me talk to you real quick. I need to go to the office. You won't see them at the meetings. Crazy.
Wow.
Bro.
That's crazy. Even in the OTAs, the rookie minicamp, like we were with each other that whole weekend, like all the free agents and all the rookies. And then you build a relationship with those guys and now you're homies like in those 2 days that you met because I mean you're grinding and then that Monday hits and they gone. I was like, oh shoot. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. We gonna get into that though. Just hold that point, man. So we talk about early childhood, how you grew up, man. We talk about Texas. You know, you got all these great accomplishments, man. Now we got to get to the real part, man. You finally reach your dream, which is the NFL. You go first round, 8th pick. You know, I didn't accomplish that. Julius didn't accomplish that. How did that feel? Like we just want to know, how did that moment feel for you and your family after, you know, growing up with your grandparents, everything that they instilled in you, and having to decide between these colleges and then going to Texas, being one of the best running backs in the country. Now you're being picked as the first running back in the NFL draft. So you proved everybody right. You was a 5-star your whole life, man. So tell us about that moment.
Yeah, I mean, it was just such a blessing, man. Like to see that, you know, God had this plan for me this whole time, and and then even just like seeing what he was doing for me. For me, I think like high school, college, Pop Warner, like that was all just a build up, for this moment. Because I think my journey is just getting started. And what God is having for me, like, he blessed me here, especially with the Falcons. Like, when I was at Pop Warner, I played for the Falcons and I wore number 8. So now being the number 8 pick for the team, like, I feel that was in God's plan, But then even just that moment with my family and seeing their reaction, it's just a moment. It's just a feeling that you just can't get a lot of times in your life. But it was very short lived for me because I'm a guy that just like loves to just get back to work very fast and forget about all the hype and
smart.
Because even during my time in the draft process, like my name was in the media every day. Like, is Bijan worth going in the top 10? All this, all that, like, and he can play receiver too. Is the value being looked at different? Like, and I didn't really care. Like wherever I ended up, that's where I was going to go. Like, I didn't care if it was the 8th pick. Shit, I don't care if it was probably the 2nd round. I just wanted to be somewhere that I knew that God put me and that I can, be a piece on the team and hopefully make an impact. But, when it happened to be the Falcons, like, that's when I knew it was definitely go time from that moment. But yeah, man, just even experiencing the draft and doing all that type of stuff, like, it was really fun. There are a lot of new talent coming in, a lot of great talent coming in, and now I get to be a piece and be with Coach Art and Coach Petrie. Like, they have a plan for me and how they want to use me on the team, and I'm just like really happy to get it going, man. Because even just being in OTAs, like it's been real fun. Like, I definitely feel something special coming on, and just even me bringing my talents to them. Like, it's gonna be fun, man. But I'm just excited, to get the season obviously started. I know we go to Miami twice, or no, we go to Miami for that week practice.
Yeah,
and then the game.
I ain't gonna lie, when y'all come up into Miami, man, that defense looking right. Boy, Vic Fangio got that defense looking nasty up front now, so you might want to beef up a little bit, get about the 230, 235 now. I'm trying to tell you.
I'm just saying that defense in Atlanta, though. Looking right, bro.
That's too easy. That's light work. That's light work, man.
Hey, we go see.
I'm benching 135 like that. Come on, baby. But yeah, man. I told y'all before, and I'm going to say it again. Underdog Fantasy. It's the fastest growing fantasy app in the industry. They've got support from heavy hitting investors like Kevin Durant, Mark Cuban, the Chainsmokers, and now they're adding me. That's as good as it gets right there. Come on, Mono, Kevin Durant, Mark Cuban, Chainsmokers, Cheater. Best of all, they're available almost everywhere in the US and Canada, including California, Florida, and Texas.
Now let's talk about the pick 'em on Underdog Fantasy app. You just pick higher or lower on any of the 2 to 5 players to build out an entry. Pick 2, pick 3, or pick 4. But I'm picking 5 tonight, but at 20 times multiplier, so I can win 20 times my money. So if Jimmy went for 8 rebounds, you can pick whether he's going to be high or low under that in the next game.
Sign up today with the promo code Cheetah to match your first deposit up to $100. Visit UnderdogFantasy.com, or you can find them in the App Store. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-522-4700 or visit www.ncpgambling.org. Must be 18 years or older and be present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. You obviously drafted by, Atlanta. Like, this is the question that I need to know, because we had the legend himself on our podcast, and I just want to ask you, man, like, they gave you his number. They gave you the guy's number, man. And you took the guy number. So did you reach out to MV7 and hit him up and say, hey, legend, can I wear that number 7, man? Am I the perfect fitting for that?
Yeah, so Coach Smith, and he asked Michael Vick if I could wear the number, and he said yeah. Like, he was very excited for me to be in the number, and Obviously I had to ask Young Ho Koo, the kicker, like a really good kicker that's been in Atlanta and that's been an impact in the city. And I mean, he was super cool with it, like off the bat.
You ain't have to pay him?
Yeah, man. I mean, he wasn't really asking for anything. Like he was just saying, you can put some to charity, which was a really cool idea from him, which is like super dope.
Smart.
But yeah, man, I mean, he was super cool about it. And then even with Michael Vick, like I wasn't really. I was like, okay, 7 would actually be pretty dope to be another playmaker on the offense, and there has to be a playmaker where that number since him.
Yeah,
offensive player that's awarded since him. So, and for me, like I looked at it in a different way. Obviously, like my faith, so I looked at it biblically and the number of completion. So that's why I like number 7 a lot. So I was like, hey, that's the number that Atlanta loves to wear. So I was ready to wear it. But yeah, man,
I feel like Julius got something to say right now.
Man, look, let me tell you something. Ain't no way that cookie should have had Mike Vick number. I don't care what nobody say, bro. Like they go to a receiver, a quarterback, or a running back or something. It needed to be said, bro. Like it is what it is.
Cool.
Young Ho cool. I mean, hey, Young Ho monster, bro. You beat
I agree. I completely agree, but you can't put 23 on Chad. You ain't putting 23 on Reggie Miller. You see what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. It's a legendary number. You put it on a position that's going to be nothing against me. It's going to be a legendary kicker, but you get what I'm saying. Like, come on, man. Like, who let that happen in the front office? That's crazy, man. They need to get them up out of there, bro.
Julius seems to not agree with, jersey numbers.
Yeah, I know.
What number you would have gave him? Like 98 or something?
I know that conversation really struck some of your heart.
Probably 77 or so. I'd have gave him some crazy lineman number or something, man. Like
this dude here.
Play your role, bro. You number 7. You know the legacy behind that, man. And
yeah,
I feel like you're more equipped, and I'm glad he gave it to you. I feel like you're more equipped to fill those shoes and fill the legacy of number 7. So not a shot at him, but whoever let him get that jersey is a shot at them.
That's crazy though, man. Like
man.
Being able to wear that number 7, man, because so many kids like idolize Vic, man. So,
no doubt.
I know if that had been me, man, being able to wear that 7 in Atlanta, I'd have been nervous to be like, hey, Vic, like, mind if I wear that, dog? So
it's definitely
yeah,
it's definitely like, and I pray that God lets me represent that number, like, just like how he did, because that's all you can ask for is like his blessing for it, which he gave it to me, but then having to do something like special with it, like that's what I want to do with it. So, hey, as much as I can with that number.
Now, so we done got all that out of the way. I got to ask you this question before we end, because name me your top 5 running backs right now.
All right, so,
excluding yourself.
I'm not in that conversation, but hopefully I'll be there with it. But so my number 1 running back is Barry Sanders. I mean, Barry Sanders is the absolute GOAT, and you have to agree with me, Tyreek, because he went to Oklahoma State. So it's done deal right there. See, that's what I'm talking about. See you. All right, let me keep going. So I got Barry Sanders at number 1. I got LT at number 2.
But my back, bro.
That is
come
crazy.
On, keep going.
All right, and then at number 3, I got Marshall Faulk. That's number 3.
Oh, okay. I'm saying like these are like some names I've never heard. I mean, obviously I know Marshall Faulk, but I've never heard nobody throw Marshall Faulk in the top 5 at running backs. Though.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. I'm so
never
serious.
Heard nobody throw Marshall Faulk in a top 5 running back list ever.
I mean, you haven't named like the greatest running back yet of all time.
Who is it to you? Walter Payton?
You got 2 more. I'm just saying, I'm gonna give you an opportunity. You got 2 more names to list off.
All right. I got Adrian Peterson.
Number 1. Let's go.
Okay. Wow. All right. Well, then, okay. So I got Adrian Peterson. And then, all right, my number 5. So it shouldn't be a hard one. But who would be my number 5? Man, I don't know. I guess I would say Walter Payton. It would have to be him.
That's a pretty good list. That's a pretty good list right there. I'll take it. But like I said, I've never heard nobody say Marshall Faulk. I'm going to say Adrian Peterson.
All right.
I'm going to say Derrick Henry.
You're putting Derrick. Okay, I respect
on,
Derrick. Derrick Henry.
Gale Sayers.
No way.
Gale Sayers and Eric Dickerson. Come on, man. How you on it? you know Eric Dickerson was different. I need number powerhouse backs. I got Barry in there.
You're not putting LaDainian Thomas in your top 5.
Just because he had like what 29 touchdowns in one season.
No, it was just how he ran the football, and then he can catch out the backfield. Like that dude was a game changer.
He can, but have you ever seen Derrick Henry before? Like it's like 11 dudes in the box. It's like punt pro whenever they try to stop him.
Yeah, but that's because Arthur Smith, who's my head coach, set him up to do that, which would be great.
So what you're saying is he gonna set you up to be great like that?
Hey, God willing, he has a plan. So that's all I'm saying. But I don't know, man. Shoot, I don't know. I can't all right. So give me your top 5 running backs right now. Give me the top 5 running backs right now.
That's
in the league right now?
Yeah, in the league right now.
Christian McCaffrey.
How long? Is this in order?
No, just top 5.
You say, is this in order?
I'm just asking.
He can't be just
top 5. I'm gonna put Derrick Henry in there.
He don't want to put Derrick Henry in there. He don't.
No, well, you have to. And I respect his game. I mean, this dude is 6'4", like, and he's downhill. So I'm put Derrick Henry. Who else? I got Jamal. Yeah, Jamal, definitely Jamal.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
And then I'm gonna put. See, I'm gonna say Alvin Kamara, man. I mean, that dude
is a beast. Even though I feel like he had a down year last year, he's a beast still.
Yeah, he's just that dude to me. And then who the last one?
New York Giants, maybe.
Oh my God, I'm literally forgetting Saquon. Like Saquon.
Thank you.
Saquon's he's my number 1 actually. That's my number 1.
Well, Saquon's a dude like who really can do it all though. Like Christian McCaffrey, he's dirty too though.
They both,
all them dudes are dirty.
I like the dudes that you can line up at outside of the running back too, and those are 2 dudes that can do it.
I like that. So you with the Falcons now? Who's the worst team in the NFL? You can say it.
Who was worse?
Worst team.
I don't know.
Worst team.
I mean, off the record, who was the? I mean, on the record.
I'm asking you your opinion. Who's the worst team? I'm not talking about record. I'm just talking about your overall opinion.
I'm gonna give you an educated answer.
Team in the league.
I'm gonna give you an educated answer. I don't think there is no tragic team in the league because everybody in the league is good. Everybody in the league is good. Like you made it to the NFL to be good. So that's all I'm gonna say on that.
So you don't look at no team just like, oh, this is easy work. That's easy.
Nah, because they say like any given Sunday, like anything can happen on any Sunday. So I'm not gonna just
y'all boys too humble, man. Come on, man.
No, I ain't gonna say that no team is trash, but you do like look at your matchup and say, oh yeah, this is easy work right here. I don't did that plenty of times in my career where I'm going against a DB.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's say fan, and I say, hey, this is easy work right here. Like when we go against the Falcons, that's easy work right there.
I was waiting for y'all to start because both of y'all grandparents raised you. You're humble. I was waiting on you. Y'all avoided that conversation.
Let's go.
I went to church yesterday. Now get to it. Who gonna win the matchup? Who finna get trashed out?
I ain't gonna lie. So last year when we went against the Philadelphia Eagles, I felt like we really did those guys bad. And like you can even catch those guys in some interviews saying that they thought the Dolphins was going to make it to the Super Bowl by the way that we practiced against them. It was crazy the way that our offense was just crushing those guys, man. But when we go against the Falcons, I feel like it's going to be a good matchup. But obviously, our offense is just too fast and just too explosive, man. And like the way that our coach just dial up plays is crazy. Now I don't know about defense, but Vic, he's definitely a dope DC. So you guys gonna have problems on your hand. I'm telling you that now.
All right. Hey,
he said, "All right."
Yeah, all right. Nothing. Just wait to see it.
Just wait and see. That's all I can say.
Just wait and see.
I'm that type of guy. But
I
will tell you,
it.
You are going up against AJ Terrell. That's a matchup, bro.
Who?
Yo.
No, I didn't hear you say no name. I didn't hear you say no name, bro. My bad. I was over here reading the text. Who?
He wasn't reading no text.
He wasn't reading no text at all.
Wait, what?
No text at all.
Who you talking
The
about?
games begin.
Who you said again?
No. When do we go up there? The 5th?
Yeah, it's gonna be fun,
Yep.
man.
Yeah, for real.
It's gonna be.
I want to ask you, how are those like joint practices? Like they look like super lit, like super fun.
Yeah, they be super lit, man. But sometimes like you're not actually able to get like the amount of work that you want to get because people start fighting. You know, so that'll probably be you guys fighting, like the interior guys. The receivers, all we do is just act pretty and run routes and, you know, pretend like we're blocking each other and try to stay out of the big guys' way. So, but the joint practice is a lot of fun because you got fans involved. It's going to be almost like a game atmosphere, and it's going to definitely bring a competitive side out of both sides. So
that's like because like we do joint practice for the week, and then we play a preseason game.
Yeah, so I never understood that either because when I was in KC, we never did joint practices. Last year was my first time ever experiencing what a joint practice was. You go against the team the whole week, and then you actually run the same plays in the game. Like, bro, didn't we just practice against y'all the whole week?
Like, y'all know exactly what's coming.
Exactly.
That's weird.
Now you got the safety in the middle of the field waiting on the slant. Like, I know this formation right here. I'm going to light you up. No, sir.
No, yeah.
2016.
Well, that'll be definitely fun, though.
2016. You know what I'm finna go to, Reed?
What?
Them Falcon fans. That's still a sore spot with them. 2016, Bijan. Super Bowl. League blown. Do the Falcons fans have to worry about anything like that with you being on the field?
Hey, man. You already know me as
give us a political answer.
As a humble human being, you hear me? Like, I'm a piece on this team that wants this team to become great. That 28-3 lead, I was like in middle school. Like,
that shows how old I am, bro.
Yeah, I was young. I had no part in that. So, new team, new look. It's go time. That's all I'm gonna say. But that I know that was definitely a sore spot still. But we can't let that happen again. Just is what it is.
That's the worst thing in Atlanta, Tyreek. You can hear somebody making mama jokes. Your mama this, your mama that. But your Falcons, when they say it's a scuffle, bro. It's over with. You done got out 10 mama jokes. As soon as you bring up them Falcons, there's a whole scuffle like that.
It's a whole scuffle going on, man. Hey, that's what it's about, though. Like being drafted that early, going to, a team you get a chance to actually build something special with. You feel me?
No doubt.
Like, and then once y'all actually do it, and you complete those goals and begin to get those milestones one step at a time. It's gonna be the best for the never, man. You guys win some games, you guys make it to the playoffs, and who knows? You guys go all the way and win it, man.
Hey,
and Atlanta Falcon fans are loyal to a certain point. They're gonna love you to a certain point. Now, like you said, 28-3, and they was going crazy at 28-3. Yeah, dancing like a motherfucker, going crazy. Hey,
you gotta bring it back, bro.
Hey, you even had some fans going to bed at 28-3, thinking they won the game. They woke up pissed off, quitting their jobs and shit. They woke up like, hey, bro, we won that game. Well, I know we won, but y'all ain't win that game. Oh, what?
Over with.
Yeah, so.
Buying tickets to the Miami Dolphin games are absolutely insane. They've been insane ever since you got traded there, man.
So this year, are you using the Game Time app? It's the fastest growing ticketing app in the country for a reason.
And you know why I use it? Because Cheetah ain't gonna give me no tickets, y'all. So y'all get in his inbox and get on him. And also I'm using it because of their flash deals, last minute tickets. It's easy to find and buy tickets for every kind of event in your area. You also get a preview and an image of the seat, so you'll know where you'll be staying, where you'll be sitting before you even get there.
Get your images of your seat before you buy so you know exactly what to expect before you arrive.
You can buy tickets in a matter of seconds, 2 taps, and you're all set. Y'all saw the peace sign? 1, 2, 2 taps, and you're all set.
Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code Cheetah for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code Cheetah for $20 off. Last minute tickets, lowest price. Guaranteed.
Can I ask you just one question?
Yeah.
How was it feeling? Like, how was it the week after you won the Super Bowl?
It was crazy, bro. Like, I had a good time, man. Like, I literally partied every day. See, I'm the opposite. My grandparents raised me, but I like to party. I like to be outside. But I know when to be inside, though. Like, I probably partied that whole week, you know.
Deserved it.
Yeah, man. Like, when you actually get in the grind and, you know, you put a few years under your belt, it's like, bro, it's like the best feeling ever, man.
Yeah. Because
it's also the hardest thing ever to do, though. Like, I know a lot of people see, you know, these teams making it back to the playoffs easy, then winning championships, but it's not as easy as it sounds, bro. Because it actually takes a whole team to win games. Like, everybody got to be committed. Everybody got to believe in the same thing. You feel me? So
yeah, that's right.
It's crazy.
You play fantasy football? Fantasy football fan?
I don't play it. No, I obviously don't. But I don't play.
Should you be a top 8 pick fantasy?
Bro, people are telling me like they're picking me number 1, and I'm like, thank you, but I gotta prove everything first. Like, you gonna pick me
when
top 8?
Draft you? You heard him?
You say, am I gonna pick you top 8?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you ain't go to the Falcons, I would, but nah, absolutely, man. Yeah, you top 8. Yeah, you top 8, bro. You going top 8. Easy work. Easily. Yeah.
That's all you going to hear, man. Like, once you go crazy this year after the season, you're going to have just people just coming up to you saying, hey, man, I drafted you number 1, man. Thank you for the fantasy championship that you brought me and my families, man. I won $1,000. Well, you like, hey, well, some of that can be donated to my charitable foundation. You know that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I did so much for you.
That's what I hear. Like, I'm drafting number 1, like all this, all that. I'm like, thank you.
Hey, you're a real humble dude, though.
You see, thank you.
Draft Tyreek Hill number 1. That's who you need to draft number 1. I'll work to catch it, huh?
We foodies, dude. We foodies. We love to eat. We love food. I know me and Tyreek both have tried Magic City Wings. Obviously,
hey,
yes,
that what it's called?
Club.
Is that what it's called? Magic City Wings? Is it called Magic City Wings?
Confused. All right, you know them best wings in the city at Magic City, but we'll come back to you on that one.
Do not go to Magic City.
Don't. But no, seriously. Your mustard company, like that's we know you guys raised by your grandparents. Tyreek already know. They say the cure for a heartburn is mustard and warm water. I'm sure you dealt with that with your grandparents. And where did the ideal? Of course, your name, but why did you just say, all right, I'm going to do a mustard company, bro? Like, I'm finna really do it.
Because, like, well, the two dudes who I'm, like, 50-50 owners with for the company, their name is David and Craig. They do the bottling, the marketing. They've been the marketing people, pretty much everything. And I just put my face and do the commercials and all that type of stuff. But they came to me and my marketing guy, Brian Burney, with an idea, and they said, you know, he needs to do a mustard, like, and it's Dijon mustard. So then, you know, Bijan, like, how that all related with each other, and so we just like they showed us the idea of what it could be, of how it could, you know, impact, and I mean, when we started it last summer, like it's already one of the biggest condiments like in the U.S. So it's done everything that they came to, well, pretty much everything that they came to the idea with. But bro, that mustard's pretty tight, man. I mean, it's really good, but I think I like it just because like of how happy it makes people. You know, like they don't just they don't just buy it and they're like, all right, my condiment, put in the pantry, but they'll like take a picture of it, post it. So it's been fire. It's been fire to have a little mustard. Hopefully it takes off.
It will take off, man. It will. With your mindset, your dedication, and how humble you are, man, anything that you put emphasis on in your life is going to take off, man, because it seems like your grandparents put that work ethic into you, and you obviously believe in what you got growing for yourself. So it's definitely going to take off, dog. Send me some of that mustard, man. I promote it. Shoot.
You know, I would definitely send you some.
Send me some of that mustard so I can put on my fish.
I'll tell Sean to give you like the whole bucket.
What is it? Buckets or casings?
No, it's cases, but we'll give you a lot of.
Yeah, tell Sean he'll send it to me. Hook me up.
I got you.
You dominated in high school. You dominated in college. Now you're with the Falcons. What can the fans in the NFL expect from Bijan Robinson? What are your goals for this season?
Goals for yourself and goals for the team.
Yeah, so like goals for myself, obviously just like getting that playbook, you know, down to a T. You know, still just working on it, still just trying to perfect it and perfect, you know, everything that I need to know, that how I can affect the offense, how I can affect the team. And then the things that I've been doing is been getting around the vets and kind of just picking their brain. Like, you know, Calais has been helping me out a lot. Keith Smith, like those kind of guys that's just been, you know, really showing me how to do things the right way and to become successful. And then I think when I laid that foundation, you know, with my teammates and being a good teammate, getting the playbook, being comfortable, then I think the sky's the limit. But I think the team goal, obviously, you know, you want to win the Super Bowl for a team goal, and to be a part of that, be a piece in that. That's like the biggest thing. And then I think that if I like have the foundation set, then, you know, that's when you're in talks of like what you want to become, like whether it's Rookie of the Year or Offensive Player of the Year is definitely reachable. But you know, it's wherever God takes you in that point. But that's like my goal is to lay that foundation first and then take off when everything's said and done. So that's it.
Hey, that's real dope, man. Not a lot of people can, you know, just go anywhere and just, you know, say exactly what you just said. Like, we've been saying it all show. Like, you're a real humble dude, and it really shows, man. You know, like you talk about goals for yourself, and you already talking about getting into the playbook, learning from the vets, and doing stuff like that. And the big goal is winning the Super Bowl. Because I know I would have said goals for myself. Oh, I'm trying to be 2,000 yards, 2,000 receiver. You feel me? Like, I'm trying to get to it. And the goal for the team is obviously to win the Super Bowl. But before we let you go, I have one final question. A lot of people want to know this. You know, how you spend your money. Like, when you got that check from the Atlanta Falcons, I'm not trying to count your pockets or do nothing. Like, what was your first big purchase? You know, did you take care of grandparents? Did you take care of mom with the brothers and the sisters? Did you donate some money back to a charitable foundation? Did you buy yourself a nice car to roll around in the A to pick up some honeys or what? Like what did you do? Because it looks like you're living in an apartment right now. Like,
yes, I'm currently in a hotel. So the first thing I did, you know, me and Tyreek, we have the same financial advisor. So, but the first thing I did was I paid my tithes. We took out the 10% in that first look, and now I'm about to pay my tithes to the church. And, you know, I feel like that's important to do. I mean, because you got to get that money back to God. But then, like, for me, the first big purchase, you know, the cool thing about my family is they just, like, they're in it just to support me. Like, they really don't want nothing from me at all. But I want to do something for them, like, just something. So I'm still trying to figure it out. Like, I don't know yet. I'm having talks with Sean So we'll see where it goes. See what I do. But it's definitely gonna be something special. Definitely be something.
Sounds dope, man. I really appreciate you sharing that, man. Thank you so much for coming on, Julius. I know you like real appreciative of this
sure.
dude. My pick for Rookie of the Year, even though he may not say that he's gonna win Rookie of the Year, I'm gonna put it in the air because he's a good dude and he's obviously a beast, man. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for just being a part of It Needed to Be Said and our little atmosphere and what we got going on. You got anything else you want to say to the youth? About what they should do to become, better than you or somewhat like you or anything before we let you slide?
No, well, I just want to end with saying, I appreciate you for letting me be on the show. Like, it's definitely dope getting to chop it up with you. And then, for me, everybody that's watching, just continue to stay positive and continue to just keep smiling because, you don't want to take nothing for granted and take every day as a stepping stone, take it one day at a time. But, hey, that's it for me. But, I just want to say I appreciate you, bro, for both of you guys for bringing me out here.
Yes, sir. Bijan Robinson, ladies and gentlemen. Good job, man.